How does one make sure their chai latte isn't too spicy or too bland? Chai latte is a delicious and comforting drink that is enjoyed around the world. However, getting the perfect balance of spices can be a challenge, as it can easily turn out too spicy or too bland. Here are some tips to help you make a chai latte that is just right. Use fresh spices. One of the most important things to keep in mind when making a chai latte is to use fresh spices. Spices lose their flavor over time, so it's important to use spices that are as fresh as possible. You can use whole spices like cinnamon, cloves, and cardamom pods, and grind them yourself using a spice grinder or mortar and pestle. Adjust spices to taste. Chai latte recipes often call for a specific combination of spices, but these recipes can be adjusted to your personal taste preferences. If you find your chai latte too spicy, reduce the number of spices or use milder spices like ginger instead of black pepper. If you find your chai latte too bland, increase the number of spices or add more flavorful spices like star anise or fennel seeds. Use the right amount of tea. The amount of tea used in a chai latte can also affect the overall flavor. Use the right amount of tea for the amount of water and milk used. Typically, 1 tea bag or 1 to 2 teaspoons of loose leaf tea per cup of water is recommended. Steep the tea properly. Properly steeping the tea is also important in achieving the perfect balance of flavors. Over-steeping can make the tea too strong and bitter, while under-steeping can make the tea too weak. Steep the tea for 3 to 5 minutes, depending on the type of tea and your personal taste preferences. Use the right milk. The type of milk you use in your chai latte can also affect the overall flavor. Whole milk or cream is often used for a richer and creamier flavor, while non-dairy milks like almond or coconut milk can be used for a lighter and nuttier flavor. Experiment with different types of milk to find the one that works best for your taste preferences. Sweeten to taste. Adding sweetener to your chai latte is a matter of personal preference. Traditional recipes often call for sugar or honey, but you can use any sweetener you prefer, such as maple syrup or agave nectar. Adjust the amount of sweetener to your personal taste preferences. Strain the spices. To avoid a gritty texture, it's important to strain the spices from the tea and milk mixture. Strain the mixture through a fine mesh strainer or cheesecloth to remove any spices or tea leaves. Serve hot or cold. Chai latte can be served hot or cold, depending on your personal taste preferences. To serve cold, let the chai latte cool and pour it over ice. You can also add whipped cream or cinnamon on top for extra flavor. In conclusion, making the perfect chai latte can be a challenge, but by following these tips, you can ensure that your chai latte is not too spicy or too bland. Use fresh spices, adjust spices to taste, use the right amount of tea, steep the tea properly, use the right milk, sweeten to taste, strain the spices, and serve hot or cold. With a little practice and experimentation, you can create a delicious and comforting chai latte that is perfect for any time of the day.
You're the sun.